The secret behind waking up. Between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. after 60, you open your eyes. The world is silent, the room is dark, and your clock glows harshly. 3:27 a.m. Again. It feels like a betrayal. Your body awake, your mind spinning, your heart quietly racing as you lay helpless under the weight of another sleepless night. You try to reason with yourself. If I fall asleep right now, I'll still get 2 hours. But the harder you try, the more elusive sleep becomes. Sound familiar? For many older women, waking up between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. is not just a random annoyance. It is a message, a quiet signal from your body, your mind, and sometimes even your emotions that something deeper is at play. While it may feel like your body is turning against you, it is in fact trying to communicate. The question is, are you listening? This peculiar pattern is far more common than most people realize. And yet, so many suffer in silence, thinking it's simply part of aging, or worse, believing there's nothing that can be done. But science, ancient wisdom, and modern experience tell us otherwise. Waking during these early morning hours may point to physical imbalances, emotional processing, or lifestyle habits that silently disrupt your most precious rest. The good news? You are not powerless. In fact, these early hours can become your greatest opportunity. Not a curse, but a call to gently course-correct your body, your mind, and your spirit. In today's guide, we'll explore 5 powerful things you can do if you find yourself wide awake at 3, 4, or 5 a.m. These are not complicated tricks, nor are they mere quick fixes. They are simple, science-backed, soul-soothing practices designed to help you sleep better, feel lighter, and reclaim your peace, one night at a time. So if you've been struggling with these mysterious awakenings, stay with me. By the end of this journey, you'll not only understand why this happens, but more importantly, what you can finally do about it. Tip 1. Stop fighting sleep. Work with your body, not against it. It is 3:17 a.m. You lie there staring at the ceiling, heart pounding, brain racing. The clock becomes your enemy. Every minute that ticks by feels like another grain of sand slipping through your fingers. You whisper desperate calculations to yourself. If I fall asleep now, I can still get 2 hours. Okay, now 1 hour and 50 minutes. Now just 1 hour. The panic intensifies. The harder you try to force sleep, the more your mind betrays you. You have fallen into one of the most vicious traps of nighttime insomnia, the sleep anxiety spiral. For many older women, this pattern repeats night after night, and each time you experience it, your brain reinforces the cycle, training itself to associate waking up at 3 a.m. with stress, dread, and helplessness. But here is the truth few people realize. Sleep is one of the few things in life that cannot be forced. Trying to command your brain to go back to sleep right now is like trying to force a wild bird to land on your shoulder. It only makes the bird more frightened and flighty. The more you push, the more elusive rest becomes. And as you panic, your brain releases cortisol, your body's natural stress hormone, effectively jolting you even further awake. So how do you break free? You surrender the fight. You stop forcing. You shift your relationship with sleeplessness. The moment you awaken at 3 a.m., instead of launching into desperation, try this. 1. Change your position. Gently. Do not lie flat, paralyzed in frustration. Sit up slightly. Prop yourself with pillows. Even a small change in posture signals to your brain that you're taking calm, deliberate action, not falling victim to panic. This shift alone can interrupt the anxiety cycle. 2. Engage your parasympathetic nervous system. Now, breathe. Slowly, deeply, rhythmically. Inhale through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold your breath for 1 second. Exhale slowly through your mouth for 6 seconds. Repeat for several cycles. This activates your body's rest and digest response, lowering your heart rate, quieting your mind, and allowing your nervous system to downshift from survival mode into relaxation. 3. Perform a quick environmental check. Often, external factors quietly trigger nighttime awakenings. Is your pillow flat or unsupportive? Are your sheets tangled? Is the room too hot or too cold? Is there background noise disturbing you? Do you need a sip of water? Address these small discomforts quickly but calmly. They may seem insignificant, but adjusting your environment can make the difference between lying awake for hours or drifting back to sleep with ease. 4. Accept temporary wakefulness. Here's the paradox. The less you resist being awake, the more likely you are to fall asleep again. Instead of repeating, "I have to sleep," tell yourself, "It's okay to be awake for now. My body will sleep when it's ready." This removes the mental pressure and allows your natural sleep drive to return. Many who adopt this approach find that once they stop fighting, their body naturally lulls back into rest within minutes. The secret is not about controlling sleep. It's about creating the conditions that invite it back gently. When you work with your body, instead of against it, you reclaim peace even in the middle of the night. And with peace comes rest. Tip 2. Hydrate, but smartly. The gentle art of nighttime nourishment. You wake again 3:47 a.m. Your mouth feels dry as if filled with cotton. Your legs twitch restlessly beneath the sheets. You cannot seem to settle, even though your bedroom is cool, your pillows fluffed, and your environment perfect. You wonder, why does my body feel so off? The culprit may not be what you expect. The answer, often overlooked, is simple: dehydration. Throughout the night, as your body works quietly in the background, repairing tissues, balancing hormones, processing memories, it steadily loses moisture. Even mild dehydration can trigger subtle discomfort: dry mouth, restless limbs, elevated heart rate, or that vague sense of unease that disrupts your sleep without fully waking you. But here's where many go wrong: how they hydrate. At 3 a.m. your instinct may be to gulp down a full glass of cold water. It feels refreshing for a moment, but the shock of ice-cold liquid hitting your system jolts your body out of its delicate, sleepy balance. Instead of helping you relax, it activates your nervous system, sharpening your senses and making it even harder to return to sleep. What your body truly needs at this hour is not aggressive rehydration, but gentle nourishment. The smart way to hydrate at night. 1. Room temperature. Water. Keep a small glass or bottle of room temperature water at your bedside. Sipping slowly allows your body to absorb moisture without sending shock signals to your brain. The gentle warmth mirrors your core body temperature, maintaining your internal state of calm. Replenish lost minerals. Water loss. Overnight is not just fluid, it includes critical electrolytes: sodium, potassium, and magnesium. Without them, muscles cramp, nerves misfire, and restlessness grows. Add a small pinch of high-quality sea salt, Celtic or Himalayan, to your water. Alternatively, squeeze a bit of fresh lemon juice to restore potassium levels. This micro-adjustment replenishes lost minerals and stabilizes your system, preventing the odd symptoms of nighttime dehydration: twitching, headaches, and restlessness. 3. Sip slowly, intentionally. Think of this as an act of self-care, not an urgent fix. Don't gulp. Allow your body to receive the hydration with patience. The ritual itself can trigger your relaxation response, signaling your nervous system: you are cared for, you are safe. You may rest now. Nighttime hydration is not a task. It's a gentle dialogue between you and your body. When done correctly, you will feel your dry mouth soften, your legs settle, your heart slow. Restlessness dissolves, peace returns, and soon, so does sleep. Tip 3. Check your emotions. When your mind awakens before your body. It is 4:12 a.m. You wake again, but this time it feels different. You are not fully panicked. You are not gasping for air or struggling physically. Instead, there is a quiet heaviness in your chest, a vague discomfort pressing gently but persistently, as though your heart is whispering something your mind refuses to acknowledge. This is not just about sleep anymore. This is about unprocessed emotions silently knocking on your door. For many older women, waking up in the still hours between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. often has less to do with physical restlessness and more to do with the mind trying to finish emotional work left undone during the busy daylight hours, the emotional alarm clock. During the day, life keeps you distracted. You're busy, managing routines, caring for loved ones, handling responsibilities, keeping yourself occupied. But in the stillness of early morning, when the house is silent and your phone doesn't buzz, there are no more distractions to hide behind. And that's when your deeper emotions surface. What rises to the top are not always conscious fears or active problems. They are sometimes old wounds, grief never fully processed, quiet regrets, or the weight of responsibilities you carry but rarely confront. It may be subtle, a distant unease rather than a full-blown panic attack, but it is real. For many, this comes as emotional restlessness, the unresolved argument with a spouse or child, the loss of a parent or loved one still lingering years later, financial worries quietly gnawing at you, a deep sense of loneliness as your social circle shrinks with age, regret over unfulfilled dreams or missed opportunities. These thoughts may not dominate your conscious mind during the day because life provides distractions, but in the quiet vulnerability of early morning, they take center stage. Why 3 a.m.? There is a physiological connection as well. According to both modern sleep science and traditional wisdom like Chinese medicine, these hours are often when emotional processing reaches its peak. In traditional Chinese medicine, TCM, waking between 3 to 5 a.m. is associated with the lungs, which are connected to grief and sadness. Western science tells us cortisol begins rising naturally at this time to prepare for waking. But emotional stress can cause exaggerated surges, waking you prematurely. In essence, your body and mind are attempting to discharge emotional tension that you may not have fully faced. The danger of suppression. The worst thing you can do in these moments is to suppress these feelings again, to try to shove them back down so you can force yourself to sleep. That only leads to a build-up over time, eventually manifesting as chronic anxiety, depression, or even physical ailments like tension headaches, digestive issues, or high blood pressure. Emotions unacknowledged do not disappear. They store themselves in the body. This is why so many people who report persistent 3 a.m. wake-ups also struggle with underlying emotional or psychological burdens. The healing practice, emotional check-in. Instead of resisting, you can transform these wake-ups into healing moments. Here's how. 1. Sit up gently. Do not stay trapped lying flat with racing thoughts. Sit up slightly. Prop yourself comfortably with pillows. This physical shift helps you step out of helplessness into mindful engagement. 2. Ask yourself soft questions. What is weighing on my mind right now? Is there something I have avoided feeling? Am I carrying sadness, regret, or fear? You are not interrogating yourself. You are simply inviting honesty, even if the answers remain blurry. 3. Use a journal. Keep a small notebook by your bedside. If something rises up, write it down, even fragmented thoughts. For example, I miss my old job. I worry my children don't visit enough. I regret not traveling more when I was able. This act of writing externalizes the emotion, releasing the burden from your mind and giving it a place outside yourself. 4. Remind yourself. This is healing. It is not weakness to have emotions arise. In fact, this is your body's way of inviting you to heal, process, and release. The gift hidden in 4 a.m. wakefulness. What if, instead of seeing these wake-ups as intrusions, you saw them as quiet invitations to tend to your inner life? In this way, you transform frustration into growth. You are not broken because you feel emotional at 4 a.m. You are human. And these quiet, vulnerable hours may become sacred space for reflection, healing, and peace if you allow them. When you honor your emotions rather than resist them, you invite deeper sleep, not just tonight, but for many nights to come. Tip 4. Move gently. Reset your body and reclaim control. It is 4:23 a.m. Once again, you find yourself wide awake. The minutes drag like hours. You toss, you turn, you pull the blankets tighter, hoping to find that perfect position that will lull you back into sleep. But instead, you feel even more trapped, tangled not only in your sheets, but also in your frustration. Every tiny ache, every restless twitch feels magnified in the silence of the night. And as the clock ticks mercilessly forward, your anxiety grows. At this point, many people fall into the common trap. They stay still, hoping stillness will summon sleep. But here's the truth. When your nervous system is already in overdrive, lying motionless can sometimes make things worse. Your muscles tighten, your breath becomes shallow, your body stiffens. You become a prisoner to your own tension. The solution is counterintuitive. Gentle, intentional movement. Not exercise, not full-blown stretching sessions, not getting up to wander the house. Just small, calming, restorative motions designed to help your body reset, release built-up tension, and shift back into a state of relaxation. Why gentle movement works. Your body holds on to stress throughout the day. The neck stiffens, shoulders hunch, back muscles tighten. Joints become rigid. Even while you sleep, these physical tensions accumulate. And when you wake at 3 or 4 a.m., your body may be crying out. Not because you're mentally agitated, but because your muscles and nervous system are locked in tension. Gentle movement activates proprioception, your body's internal sensory system that helps regulate balance, awareness, and relaxation. When done correctly, simple motions send signals to your nervous system that you are safe, grounded, and free to rest. A simple 4 a.m. movement. Sequence 1. Sit up. Slowly. Do not spring up suddenly. Instead, gently roll to your side, swing your legs off the bed, and sit upright. Prop yourself against the headboard or a pillow stack. Just this small shift can break the cycle of helpless stillness. Gentle neck rolls. Your neck absorbs much of your daily tension. Start by tucking your chin to your chest, feeling the stretch in the back of your neck. Slowly roll your head in a half circle from shoulder to shoulder. Inhale as you roll to one side. Exhale as you roll to the other. Repeat gently 5 to 6 times. 3. Shoulder shrugs and releases. Lift both shoulders toward your ears as you inhale. Hold briefly. Then exhale while releasing your shoulders downward. This releases stored tension from the upper body. Repeat 5 to 8 times. 4. Seated forward. Fold hinge gently at your hips and lean forward, letting your hands rest on your knees, thighs, or floor depending on your flexibility. This soft spinal stretch improves circulation to your back and hips, where tension often hides. Hold for 15-30 seconds while breathing deeply. 5. Calf jiggles. While sitting, lightly bounce one leg at a time. Imagine shaking water off your foot. This simple jiggle helps dissipate restless leg energy, encourages blood flow, and soothes lower body tension. 6. Warm your hands and feet. If your extremities feel cold, which can interfere with sleep, rub your hands together to generate warmth, then gently cup them over your feet. Warm hands and feet assist in regulating your core temperature, a key factor for falling back asleep. 7. Gentle breathing to close. Return to slow, steady breaths. Inhale 4 seconds. Exhale 6 seconds. Repeat for 2 to 3 minutes. The science behind these movements. When you move gently at 3 or 4 a.m., you are not stimulating your body to wake. You are guiding your body to reset its nervous system. Gentle stretches and micro-movements encourage your parasympathetic system to activate, the part responsible for rest, digestion, and recovery. Your heart rate lowers, blood pressure stabilizes, muscle tension dissolves, and your mind softens. Think of it like rocking a baby back to sleep, not forcing but guiding. The mindset shift. What makes this approach powerful is not just the movement itself, but your attitude during it. Instead of feeling defeated, "Why am I awake again?" you shift into caregiver mode toward your own body. "My body is speaking to me, let me help it. This wakefulness is temporary. I am safe. I am supported." By reframing these moments from battle to self-care, you dissolve much of the anxiety that feeds insomnia. The outcome. Many who adopt this gentle movement practice report that not only do they fall asleep easier afterward, but over time, their frequency of night wakings diminishes. Their bodies begin to associate these moments not with frustration, but with peaceful restoration. Your 4 a.m. wake-up call does not have to be a curse. It can be a quiet invitation to tend gently to your body and offer it the reset it needs to return to peace. Tip 5. Calm your brain with sound. Soothe the storm inside your head. It is now 3:58 a.m. Your body lies still, but your mind is not your ally. Thoughts ricochet in your head like 1,000 ping-pong balls. Memories, worries, to-do lists, regrets, random questions. Every time you try to tell yourself relax, your brain laughs and adds 3 more thoughts to the pile. You know this game all too well. This is not physical restlessness anymore. This is mental hyperactivity, the most exhausting kind of wakefulness. For many older women, especially as the decades add up, the mind becomes a noisy place at night. Age brings wisdom, but also an accumulation of unresolved experiences, what-ifs and deeply ingrained thought loops. And when the quiet of 3 to 5 a.m. arrives, your mind, unburdened by daily tasks, unleashes its backlog. Did I forget to lock the front door? How will I afford next month's medication? Why did I say that silly thing at the dinner party years ago? Am I spending enough time with my children? The endless mental chatter builds a wall between you and sleep. The more you resist it, the louder it becomes. Why does this happen? Your brain is wired for problem solving. During the day, you're distracted, but at night, with no external input, your brain tries to catch up on unfinished emotional processing. Unfortunately, it chooses the worst possible time. Cognitive research shows that during nighttime awakenings, the default mode network, DMN, in your brain activates. This is the part responsible for introspection, self-critique, and rumination. Left unchecked, it feeds insomnia like pouring gasoline on a fire. The key isn't to force your brain to be quiet. That never works. The key is to redirect its focus gently, and for that, few tools are as powerful as sound. The power of sound, a gentle companion for restless minds. Sound offers your overactive brain something to focus on, something simple, repetitive, and calming enough to guide you back into sleep without demanding effort or attention. Here are the most effective sound therapies you can safely use at 3 a.m. 1. Pink noise, nature's sleep whisperer. You may have heard of white noise, the static fuzz on an untuned radio. But pink noise is far superior for sleep. Pink noise softens harsh high frequencies and mimics natural patterns like steady rainfall on leaves, ocean waves ebbing and flowing, the wind gently rustling through trees. Scientific studies have shown pink noise synchronizes with your brain's natural sleep cycles. In one groundbreaking study, older adults exposed to pink noise showed not only better sleep, but improved memory the next day. Proof that better sleep enhances cognition. Pink noise gently masks environmental sounds, quiets your racing mind, and encourages your brainwaves to slow into deeper, more restorative sleep stages. 2. Guided sleep meditation, a soft mental anchor. If your thoughts are persistent and emotional, guided meditation provides a narrative for your mind to follow, replacing obsessive spiraling with a calming structure. Choose short, 5 to 15 minute sleep meditations, often found on YouTube, Spotify, or specialized apps. The narrator's soft voice will walk you through breathing exercises, body scans, relaxing muscles one by one, visualizations of peaceful places, gentle affirmations of safety and calm. This technique occupies your mind just enough to prevent worry loops, but not so much that you become alert. It's like handing your mind a soft bedtime story. 3. Binaural beats, science-backed brainwave support. Binaural beats use slightly different tones in each ear to stimulate specific brainwave frequencies. For sleep, delta and theta frequencies are ideal, promoting deep relaxation. You'll need headphones for full effect, but many people report falling asleep faster and experiencing fewer nighttime awakenings using binaural beats. Avoid the digital trap. One important rule: no screens. The temptation to reach for your phone, scroll through social media, or check the news is strong, but devastating for your sleep. The blue light disrupts melatonin, and the mental stimulation reignites your anxiety. Set up your sound tools in advance: a bedside speaker, pre-downloaded pink noise files, offline meditation tracks, low light levels to avoid screen exposure. Why sound works so well? Sound works because it speaks directly to your limbic system, the emotional brain. Unlike rational thought, which requires focus and analysis, soothing sounds bypass your cognitive filters, speaking directly to your feelings of safety and comfort. They remind your nervous system, you are not in danger, you may rest. The reframe: from battle to companion. Instead of battling your mind at 4 a.m., you can befriend it. You can say, "Thank you, mind, for trying to protect me. Now let's rest." Here's a peaceful sound to hold your hand while we return to sleep. Over time, your brain learns that these awakenings are not threats, but gentle pauses that quickly resolve with sound support. You cannot silence your mind by force, but you can gently guide it home with sound. By mastering this simple technique, many find their 3 a.m. wake-ups become briefer, less distressing, and eventually rare. The stillness of the early morning hours, between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., can feel like both a thief and a teacher. In those quiet moments, as the world sleeps and you lie awake, it is easy to feel frustration, helplessness, and even fear. You may whisper to yourself, "Why is this happening to me? What is wrong with my body? Will I ever sleep like I used to?" But here is the truth. These awakenings do not mean you are broken. They mean your body, your mind, and your emotions are trying to communicate. As we move through the seasons of life, especially beyond 60, our bodies no longer follow the same rhythms they once did. Hormonal shifts, emotional history, accumulated stress, and physiological changes in our nervous system all converge to create new challenges for sleep. Yet within this challenge lies an unexpected gift: the opportunity to pause, listen, and heal. The hidden wisdom of 3 a.m. When you wake up at 3 a.m., your body isn't simply malfunctioning. It is inviting you to check in. Is your physical body dehydrated or uncomfortable? Are your emotions quietly asking for attention? Is your nervous system holding on to tension? Is your mind overwhelmed with unprocessed worries? Each of these questions opens a doorway to better self-understanding and better self-care. Instead of fearing these moments, you can choose to reframe them as small windows of wisdom. These are precious moments where your subconscious invites you to take care of long-ignored needs. You are not powerless. We often fall into the trap of believing that if we can't sleep, we have no control. But as we've explored, there are very real, actionable steps you can take. You no longer force sleep. You create an environment that gently invites it. You hydrate your body thoughtfully, avoiding the jarring effects of cold water. You honor your emotions instead of suppressing them, allowing space for release. You reset your body with small, calming movements that dissolve hidden tension. You quiet your racing thoughts through the powerful guidance of sound. You become an active partner in your own healing process. And with time, consistency, and compassion, your body learns. These wake-ups are not a crisis. They are simply part of your evolving rhythm, and rhythm can always be gently guided back to balance. The deeper gift: reclaiming ownership of your nights. In your younger years, sleep may have come effortlessly, but with maturity comes complexity and also wisdom. The gift of this stage of life is that you now possess the patience, awareness, and emotional depth to tend to yourself with kindness. You no longer need to battle your body like an enemy. You become your own caregiver, your own healer, and your own greatest ally. When you meet your 3 a.m. awakenings with gentleness rather than frustration, something beautiful happens. The panic softens. The anxiety fades. The mind quiets. The body relaxes. And more often than not, you will find yourself drifting back into peaceful sleep, not because you forced it, but because you allowed it. A final thought: if you have struggled with these nighttime awakenings, know this: you are not alone. Millions of older women across the world share your experience. And together we are learning that aging is not about surrendering to dysfunction. It is about learning to listen, adapt, and nurture ourselves in new, profound ways. Every 3 a.m. wake-up call is not a sign of failure. It's an invitation to pause, to listen, to heal, to grow. And when you embrace it with grace, you don't just reclaim your nights. You reclaim your peace, your vitality, and your deepest sense of self.